Saturday showdown. Life Esports versus D+ Kia.
Stunlight. And it's just Jin here from Duckdom. And I feel like this has been a good look for him.
Man,
because the rest of the team does stuff, and he's just in the back not dying, doing damage as well, as the weeks have come along. So let's see how it goes here. We're ready to hop into the rift for game number 1. It's not week 10, as you may have thought. I guess technically it is, but we don't call it that.
Yeah.
It is the 10th week. Kingen's in a lot of trouble. The flash on in. Kingen is just not even going to flash away. Just accepts his fate. KT, they collapse and take him down.
And Peter feels fine about this because he just unlocked Hex Flash. You know? So I'll no
Especially
longer...
because not a lot of people got the
Exactly.
Right?
It's like, yeah, I knew, you know. Whereas, like, a lot of us just think, you know, predictions are just a fun little thing we do. Some people have to take it real serious.
Although he did miss that. Now we got a Pantheon ganking in onto Perfect, who does not have Flash, already used it, and is just going to turn and die. We do see a big setup here on the Grubs. KT were hiding on bush with 3 of them. Now we get the Stunlight coming in from Lehens, and now Peter not level 6. He's in a lot of trouble on this Alistair. He's going to be the first to go down, cuz in the thick of it against 4 people, but he's able to get some secure help from his team. As now we got a wall coming down. We got the Jhin ult as well. They're being corralled up against it. As Gideon is solo, the flash though from BDD secures it. And that'll be KT winning the fight here. Looks like Vital not able to do too much on the back end.
Is that, you know, you can have a massive gold lead, but, oh no.
BDD's coming. He is on the way. The knockup comes in. There's the combo. This is Leona, though. I don't know if they have the damage. They're going to continue kiting this out. But Duckdom isn't really in this fight either. So on that, Vital's doing okay. As now Perfect, maybe not doing as okay. Nice low there from Cuz. Still Perfect is going to get harassed down all the way down his lane. And yeah, he's just really not having a fun time.
TP back in. Peter's moving over here with a Hex Flash though. Kingen.
He's kind of alone though. Okay, we got TP coming in.
The minion walked into range of the tower as he got headbutted under, so could have been a little precarious.
Full smite angle here. Should be easy, as Lehens is going to go in. We do see Cuz in a lot of trouble, and he uses his ult very late. And that's just going to be BDD and Duckdom running away. But Perfect moves up. He doesn't have TP. Now we're going to have the engage on the root here in mid. Lehens actually in a lot of trouble. Tries to get out of this one, but no flash and no life. Down he goes. Nice little pick and commit there from KT. And Perfect is able to get back and catch the wave on bot.
They know Lehens, there's no flash, and here's the thing. Leona may be tanky, but you're not tankier than an Alistair with ult. So when they go for that play, it's impossible really for Nongshim to turn it around onto Peter. And Lehens does just end up going down. KT setting up this Herald now. Alex is
Yeah, they say, you know what's better than Rift Herald is a Galio. Oh, he's gonna flash though. Maybe he gets away. No, he does not. Immediately, it's just a Jhin ult and it's a Talia.
No reason when you're already dead.
Yeah. We've seen some players hold on to it, like Kingen at level 1.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been the more common of it, as Lehens in the front line again gets a big heal from Kingen, but it looks like KT really want to fight for this one. A big wall comes down. Kingen pretty zoned here. You get a root onto Lehens, who's just too low. Isn't really able to rejoin this fight. They do have some heals here from the Nidalee. They're trying to keep him up, but Peter wants this engage. He's got flash, he's got ult. He's just going to go in onto someone, procs the ult, but no real follow-up. Might just be a flip here on the Dragon. Let's see who it goes to. It goes to the Ezreal, of all people. That's going to be a nice Mountain Drake here for the side of Nongshim, but now Jhin ult comes out. And you see Duckdom trying to go for the snipes. They'll just go for that first target. Oh! Snipe out of the hands! As I don't know if they were distracted, but the blocking stopped from Gideon, and the Hens was free food.
They forget there's a Jhin.
And
막타 쳐쳐 있을게. 레오나 잡았다.
I got Leona.
There's no real onus on either team to start a Batacan when there's that Dragon in 2
Are they
minutes.
going to defend?
Apparently not.
They're just like, nah, you know what? Never mind.
They didn't want that tower anyway.
He can. Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
That's embarrassing.
The shame.
They made it easier to drive as well.
Yeah, he did like a 360 and then he just hit the wall. Like, what's the
TP
point?
flank.
Okay, we're going really ham here onto Duckdom, who's just trying to run away. Kingen finally gets here. The King and Nidalee TP, not the most effective, as now we even get the Pantheon over the top. Should be able to get Peter, you would imagine, who does not have his flash. That'll be a kill over to Gideon. So they used all that, and they got an Alistair.
In that bot wave, and he can rotate over and threaten, which is why KT are kind of starting to rush this one. They know they have control now.
GP.
It's coming in.
And that engage on Lehens doesn't really work. He's still over half health as a Leona. I think he's just fine. True Shot Barrage does come in. Peter has to make the room, and it goes down to 75. It does go to KT, though. With the Jin, we got Equalizer trying to just zone, literally. He has now Perfect. Gonna have to try to flash the wall. Cuz goes in. He's got BDD with him, but I don't know about this one. Has to flash out as the Galio is able to peel for that. Gnome kind of overstaying just a little bit as we got this Jin ult coming in here as well. Gotta be so careful about sticking around with this. We have a big shield, and it's just gonna hit Calyx. And either way, the Dragon goes to KT.
These two teams. And again, like the major gold lead for Nongshim is on this Nidalee. But Gideon?
Yeah, Gideon in a lot of trouble. He's got a shield though, and the Galio over the top. It is Cuz that they're trying to go on to here. On the backside is Notion. Perfect comes in and he flashes away immediately. And now Peter, he's in. He presses that ult and a lot of damage is being done. They can't go on to Peter. Kingen goes in. I don't know about that. And now BDD goes over the top and gets taunted, but he flashes away. And so many summoners are used, but KT, they win the fight just barely.
KT getting so much value from these summoner spells, now looking towards the Baron. Gideon has ult and it's just gone back to base. Sorry, not Baron, looking towards the Yarakan.
Well, they could have tried, but I think that would have been too dangerous to do, Baron.
Yeah, Nongshim, sorry, is Kingen, who's an AD Nidalee. And we've seen in these fights, he's trying to make teamfight AD Nidalee work. Oh, engage.
Yeah, we're just making something happen here as BDD is very far away from the fight, but Gideon is so isolated that it doesn't matter. The rest of his 4 teammates just collapse on the Pantheon and take him down.
Very strange win-up in a scenario where it's the Galio who's the split pusher, not the... Oh, no.
Here we go again, and Duckdom has been so on point with the deadly flourishes. Vital, Arcane Shift and Flash, it gets him away, but no Flash, no barrier, and low on health before this Dragon fight.
Giving him the damage. Now look at the Perfect on the tower.
Might be able to do this actually as he gets the shield, but now a bunch of damage did go into Gideon. He's trying to dodge everything, but the kill still goes over. Kingen will be taken down though, as BDD is able to collect that one.
Getting the kill onto Perfect. Do force out the Weaver's Wall. Oh, Lehens.
Yep, they're finding him again. They do not care about engaging on this Leona. We have a Galio over the top, and Peter now in a very awkward spot, trying to taxi out of the Pantheon. That's not going to work. He's going down. They went so deep.
That's
again for the Leona.
Nongshim have double globals. You know, KT only have the 1 global. Bit of a pain. You see Kingen trying to find pressure, but losing health in this trade initially. Oh,
we're going in on a Lehens again, but this time it makes sense because he's all alone, and there's no globals. 9 seconds until Calyx is all.
Off that Baron pit, will spot it. They do have vision there.
Perfect just leaving his lane. Looks like they want to turn onto this one. Calyx left all alone, and the amount of CC they have is ridiculous. Calyx is going to break his arm guard. Maybe just to buy some time and not allow them to get Baron, but I think they're getting Baron anyway.
He did have enough for Zonya, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah, Calyx could have flashed out initially. Like it was very telegraphed. They're going to go for the engage. Now the TP's committed. KT are like, we want to make this happen. I think Kingen, you should probably just stay and push bot. No, he's TPing.
I don't know what the CP is going to do. Peter's just zoning them away. Like, they can't really engage, but Pantheon is coming in here as well. He goes in, and he dies. I do not know what the idea was there, but the call was to go in after the Baron, and it did not work. This is a gigantic Jin. But there are ways to deal with it. The Ezreal also pretty strong. Only 1,000 gold behind him for a Jin that is that far ahead. As Calyx, very close on that one. A lot of damage does go into Duckdom. He's just going to open up on the ult as now Lehens engaged. Not going to do much. No follow-up. Kingen is going deep for it. Really wants to take out the Jin. And now we got a Pantheon over the top here too, but they can't take him out. Lots of low health bars, but it looks like KT are in the lead as Perfect is burning the Nidalee. BDD goes over the top with the wall, and that'll do it for that fight. They ace them, and they will win this one as they look to push mid.
And KT will end the game.
Yeah, not a big surprise, but I guess once you were committed to the fight, that's the only thing he really could have done. And yeah, they couldn't let them have the Mountain Soul. there were a lot of moments where maybe Nongshim could have taken this game, but slowly and surely, KT, bit by bit.
Some of their shot calling issues of late can be remotely blamed on Jiwoo. This team is looking a lot more lost than they used to. Lehen's getting caught out a lot, struggling to decide around the 80 Nidalee, and I think, right, currently, Nongshim are 4th in the standings, right? T1 are 3rd. T1 had that great Yorick game where they let Yorick split push, and
they figured it
third
out.
end of the game. So, by that, I have some... But they go the Camille Shen. So, Shen, obviously a bit of a specialty pick for Lehen's. You have the Camille, who's great in those team fights, but can also be that side lane pressure, and the Shen can sort of submarine on top. But it does mean KT likely to go for that Rel MF, which is so potent in team fights, so powerful in the 5v5s.
Yeah. We're ready here for game number 2. Let's do it. Nongshim versus KT.
I'm gonna be honest, when my jungler asked me to leash in solo queue, like I'd be playing bot lane, and I'd be like, no. I am not giving up my lane so you can clear your jungle a little bit faster. Solo queue.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? We do have a Sejuani nearby. Peter might be in a little bit of trouble. Probably going to have to flash here, but with the Sejuani, the stun comes in even after the flash, and he goes down. So first blood goes on in. Lehen's tries to flash forward, but now Cuz is here. He's going to go in onto Lehen's, who goes down. We do have the stun, though, from the Sejuani once again, getting huge value. But now Duckdom's got a lot of room to move on up, as Gideon not going to be forced to flash. Little double up, maybe, but no mana.
But he just flashed.
Oh, the charm as he dashes straight into it. He is going to flash out of this, but yeah.
It's a little risky, but Gideon did reset.
Yeah, Gideon left, so I don't know. Lehen's comes in and he's like, yeah.
I'll kill the dragon. But now Gideon's coming over, but you're too late.
He's here already.
Just go top.
Well, now he's going top, now that you said it.
This is just an example of the kind of thing that happened last game with that Baron play that Wolf was highlighting. You need to know when the objective is gone, when the play is cooked. And like,
so maybe they get a couple. Looking to stay on this. Getting that second grub pretty low before anyone really realizes what's going on. That's 2 grubs already over to Nongshim, and they will enjoy that.
They can start this fight.
Yeah, bit of damage in as the ult comes down onto Cuz. He's in a lot of trouble, has to disengage. Here's Perfect, says hello. The charm, though, is huge on Lehen's, and he should be going down. That's a big pick for KT. As they want to get this 3rd grub, they will. So that is at least 3 grubs over to Nongshim in trade for the death of Lehen.
Camille's TPing.
Okay. Well, he is Camille, and he's got Shen, but they're going in onto Duckdom. They do have, it looks like enough damage as Shen gets the kill. Lehen's pitched that one up. The ult goes in as now BDD shows up, trying to get some kills back because it's going to die first, and Kingen doesn't even die. Kingen lives on like no health, and now BDD, he gets frozen. He's going in, trying to find the Camille. Trying to find Kingen as hookshot was very interesting.
He was just a zoning hookshot. He's just spooking him.
You know, he was just... Uh-oh. Lehen's.
Okay, you're not fighting the dragon. Why are you there?
Well, it seems like Lehen's is fighting the dragon. Just wanted to channel his inner peril for a little bit, you know?
Guys, look at the map. Look at where Sejuani and Azir are.
Oh, boy.
Why are you watching them taking the dragon? Just should be able to move over. And that tower mid is a little bit...
Going in on the Sejuani, generally not a good idea. As Gideon, though, is getting pretty low, looking for that second Cyclone, but the Shen shield! I don't think it was actually needed. Maybe it was. Very, very close. Either way.
And Nongshim are falling for it again and again. We will get the Herald charge comes in for the tower. That will be feats of strength for Nongshim.
All right, where's he going?
Can he get it out?
He can. I think he could have even hit the bottom turret.
Where's he going?
Yeah, I don't know exactly when to go in and when you're going to have the Shen ult, but at the same time, when you're actually fighting, it's very straightforward.
Yeah,
like, it's a 5v5.
You're not it's not like you have like a boat.
Okay, going in onto Peter here.
Nice stun.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble actually. Stun comes down, he's just stun locked 100-0.
Good play.
Can't do anything.
That's a good play. They finally, instead of just posturing, they actually look for something and they find a good angle. Lehen's laying the CC, but they gotta be careful now.
Uh-oh. Okay, that charm was trying to predict his dash, and, well, it was just... BD's just too fast. He's just too good.
Yeah. That's the thing. Maybe he thought Gideon was, like, ready to dash immediately. Gideon's like, I'm fine. I'm a Sejuani.
Yeah. Now trying to fight for this one. They do not have Peter yet, who is trying to run over. But, I mean, the Drake is getting quite low already. Charm hits the skull grab.
Thank you.
I don't think KT are getting in here. And yeah, it's just going to be the smite. Peter gets here.
Good secure.
Looks like they want to fight.
Nice,
Lehens is going in, and he's in a bit of trouble, but he is just Shen as the chains hit Duckdom, but he cleanses, and now Peter's in a bit of trouble. He flashes, gets stunned up, as now we have Perfect in it, and a huge bullet time is going to take down Gideon, although Perfect does get traded out as well, so pretty even one. KT only get one ahead. Kingen thinking about it.
What? Vision here. They must have swept it. They must be completely 100% confident. There's no vision here at all. This is a bold play.
I mean, they have a lot of high health members.
Cuz is coming. He doesn't have smite right now, though.
They can just zone him. They can just zone him as well. Cuz can't even get in. And the rest of the team, BDD trying to get in here. There's no smite. It was so close. As BDD almost stole it with his Q.
I think easier than the last draft's composition, last draft's comp to play. I feel like they're making it harder sometimes. They do some bold plays.
They have so many options that they're like, what if we just did a bunch of crazy things that we don't have to do?
Whoa.
Okay, Peter's going in. Gideon also pulled in. He is Sejuani still. Not scared. BDD still level 13.
Yeah, didn't dash into it this time, so definitely a positive.
Yeah, really trying to posture around the streak. And again, this time the charm's going to land, but he's way too deep. And so they're not going to go for that one. Perfect, trying to take this one up. And he is going to be chained down. He's actually getting quite low. There's the stun. Might be able to take him down. The shield not able to help him as he goes zombie. Peter goes in. The bullet time doesn't do quite enough as now Kingen goes into that back line and BDD can't do anything to save his AD carry. Nongshim just wiped them up right before the Baron spawn. Some mistakes from our middle of the pack teams. It's that character growth we were talking about. Nongshim trying to push bot. They're going to lose their cannon, just trying to play it as safe as possible without overcommitting. Okay, well, Peter is going to go in there as Shen does go down. Gideon in a bit of trouble himself. Kingen, though, is in that back line, and he is just going to nuke down Duckdom here. As Gideon, they finally do get him, but at what cost? As BDD not able to do enough. Vital stays alive, and Nongshim should be taking down this game, too.
Good plays coming out from Nongshim. Kingen getting the value on this Camille. Able to get 3 kills as well. That will put him over the threshold for 1,000 kills in the LCK. 6th top laner to get it. The Hens definitely playing a little bit over-aggressive, but they're calibrated, they locked in. They'll kill Peter here, and they're taking this to a game 3, as was promised.
Yes. We knew this was going to happen. Nongshim show up big here in game 2.
I think this game ultimately didn't really get off to a strong start. The Camille, I think, got a lot of value when we're going for those plays, and I think like the Camille, Sejuani, and the Shen, which is a really hard target to deal with. The MF as well. Some players have had good games, but I just generally haven't been that convinced. They clearly picked it up because they're like, we're into the virus, we don't want to get stomped in lane. But I feel like this game could have been really different if they had something like a Kai'Sa, and they could really just...
Aurora.
No way. Oh, man, I really do not like Nongshim's draft, if that's not immediately clear. Like, you know, enemy team face up, say, hey, we're going to split push, we're going to side lane, and we're going to have Jinx, Lulu, and wave clear duty. If we do fight, then, you know, Jinx, Lulu, I guess, are there. And then Nongshim, what engage do they have? What setup do they have for the Orianna or the Aurora? It's just the way you start fight is either engage Braum, hate it, Paperman Flash W, hate it, or Kingen runs in and ults, which is the best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Things, he doesn't get it.
Well, it's game 3, guys. Let's go.
Our supports don't get a level up anyway, so it's kind of whatever. They nerfed the base health, they nerfed the Q damage, they nerfed the W cooldown twice.
These were on other patches, right?
Yeah, they nerfed her attack speed on the W, they nerfed the shield amount and the damage amount on E.
To any pro players to be able to play Jinx Lulu. This gank, though, could be good. The stun coming in. Duckdom maybe in a bit of trouble, but he doesn't get the last auto off. And Duckdom lives.
They're a bit scared. And again, I feel like the fact that they've fallen behind well, not fallen behind, but they've lost the lead they had earlier.
Oh, the turn on the Duckdom, the Ignite coming down. Should be the stun. There it is. Definitely a good trade. Will he get the kill on top of it? Doesn't look like it. Vital took a turret shot. Oh, no! And that's going to be the end of him. And Lahen's just left there scratching his head. Can't do anything. It was fine until the turret shot came through.
Gideon will find an angle here to get in. It looks like they're trying to challenge King in here, but it's an Aurora. Hard to really punish too much. They'll get Prio and look to potentially move over. There's Lahen's, the engage for him. He's coming.
He's engaging. BDD has TP, so yeah, just poking at them. And again, they can't close the gap.
How
this
cool
is what
is that
we were
little
talking
hut,
about.
though?
Yeah, the hut is great.
Yeah,
actually.
this skin is peak.
I'm gonna say it. I like it better than the esports fan one.
Wow.
Vital is just dying. The ult goes in on the Cuz. There's the engage from Kingen as well. Yeah, so the engage is down. They ran out of engage now.
Yes, and didn't quite get what they want. Oh,
very interesting spot. He's going to be okay because he's got phase rush. Maybe they get the dragon? Well,
yeah,
I mean,
Zaya
maybe
down.
they do. Like, Duckdom isn't in the fight, right? So Subjugate comes in. It's just a flip. It goes to Viego. Smites come down at the same time. Now they're engaging with Engage Prom. They're going in.
Oh,
and he gets TP'd out. And the disengage is there, and Perfect is just getting plate after plate in top lane.
This is so rough. He didn't even have Maiden, now he does. And like the Zaya can't do, Zaya's horrible into the Yorick to be like, no, we need an engage support. You needed an engage support here. And now
it's engaged. Duckdom has flash, so he's just gonna get out of there. That one was the shockwave engage from Alex. Nice job. Not necessarily from their own play, but they did it either way. And now Calyx, who is bot, is just going to be zoned away. There's no cross map here from Nongshim. It's just a full turret to KT.
You know, and I'm sure there was dozen people.
I'm pretty ambivalent. I don't really like them or dislike them. I'm not scared of them. Okay, so Nongshim trying to engage on this one. Let's see how that works. They are going to smite it away, though. Okay, they're going to get the objective. So they did that at least. You see Cuz and the rest of his team trying to zone them away, but I don't think they can for long enough.
Oh, engage on the Maiden?
Yep, they engage on the Maiden. BDD, meanwhile, is just pushing mid.
Well, this is a solution. You don't need to engage if you just smite everything. That's the strategy, it seems, from Nongshim so far, and it's working.
Flip every objective, win the smite battle, win the game.
There you go. That's the strat. Perfect might just be able to kind of ignore him and just beat on the tower.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that KT are definitely setting this up. Like, they know how to play this kind of composition, whereas DRX were very much struggling to do so. Vital is alone here against the Jinx Lulu. He needs a bit of help, but now Cuz is here as well, so they're just getting zoned out of this. They're not able to do anything. And Lens is trying to keep the turret alive, but he might just die instead, as nobody's here to help him. And Vital was going the other way. Even Vital is going to have to ult. To add insult to injury, Duckdom also got the kill.
Tower goes down, kill secured, KT moving towards the dragon. TP coming in though, this is a flank from Kingen.
Yeah, the chomp comes in from Cuz, he is gonna get it, and now they just turn on to Gideon, who is left alone. Kingen gets here a bit late, still gonna drop his ult down, but now everybody on the side of KT is here. And Cuz is just zoning Kingen away from his AD carry, and Calyx just dies for free. Is Perfect actually TP. Oh! And the rocket hits Kingen in the face. And KT are loving life right now. They're going to take down this dragon, and Duckdom is 3-0-2.
And the ult's catching him.
Did you get him? Nice.
Become
The team we expected them to be.
Okay, this seems like a scary play, but the game is in a terrible spot. You have to make some gambles. And Nongshim are going to start up the Arakan. It's on 6k HP. They need to get this.
I mean, we see a ping in the top lane. I don't know if BDD's even TPing into this one. Rocket's coming through, and it's just going to hit Lahen's, and the smite is easy for Nongshim, so they get away with it. BDD will get this top inner, but it was KT that elected to say, yeah, just give it over, we don't care.
Which is a great decision, and I feel like a lot of our weaker teams, something they've struggled with massively, honestly, even sometimes some of our stronger teams, is being willing to let go and say, hey, we don't need to fight this objective. We lose Arakan, and what? The game is still in a fantastic spot. They get a bit of extra adaptive force, a bit of XP.
I think the supreme range of Duckdom is also a huge problem for them because you're losing the poke war as well. So if you're just standing here, you're not having a good time. Now Cuz is going to get caught. He does use the subjugate. He's very tanky, and now BDD just going to go in, and Gideon is in a lot of trouble. It is a 4v5 for now, but Perfect does get here. KT were already winning the 4v5. Vital going to be put in the chamber, and he has to ult and flash and use his cleanse, or is it his ghost? Get this Chemtech Drake. Trying to stack up to that, get as many objectives as possible.
Do you see Kingen in the side lane trying to get some... Oh, Lehens.
Lehens, yeah, he took the blast cone over, and he is going to hop over to Gideon, who just isn't able to do much for him. So Lehens goes down, only a second death, but no kills just yet for Nomshim, and it will be the Chemtech Drake. A very fun game for him. Just get fed, have a Lulu with Mikhails near you, and not be in very much danger, as Gideon now is going to have to ult over the wall and proceed to just die. Also, the missile was going to hit him, but BDD takes the kill away.
I mean, BDD's got to seek his arm guard and is so bulky, so hard to deal with. Perfect's
just doing his job.
Yeah. He knows what to do, and he'll just keep that pressure up. So now Kingen has to hover over there, and Kingen is the best engage option, and he's not going to be here. They're going to be able to get this Baron, and with the Baron in pocket, I don't see any out.
Yeah.
Well, Rotem Masai run. But more importantly, it leaves Bro as the final boss.
All right, we got the engage. Kingen okay, well, he did it. He engaged, but the follow-up was a very nice shockwave, actually, as Cuz is in a lot of trouble. He's going to be taken out, and now the Xayah is able to press forward, able to look for more, but Perfect and BDD are trying to get in here. Duckdom left all alone, can't do anything by himself. But still BDD and Perfect exists. A very messy fight, and a good one, actually, for Nomshim.
They managed to find the engage. They've been a lot of summon. TP. Oh, he's in the mixer.
He's just getting in there. He's going to keep them around for BDD, who's level 18, to zone them away.
I have never seen a more manly TP in my life. And Perfect, he's still ready to go.
Oh, man.
He's been like, I've been farming all game. I want to fight.
Let me do something.
BDD is like, you know, I'll take this inhib, I'll take this inhib. The top inhib's being threatened.
KT.
Yeah.
But it worked. Okay, BDD's just going in there, and he knows that he can just bounce everything off of both of them. And he had backup from his team. That's a very nice engage cone. BDD 5-0-2.
It's chaotic, honestly. BDD really wants to make sure he gets POM.
All right, they're engaging onto him once again, but he has the Lulu ult and the Duck Dom with him. And Vital will be taken out. There's the reset for the Jinx, and this game is over. As Calyx gonna get pillared eventually. Also, the Realm Warp, and no pillar actually does come through. So, no kill. And KT fans still won't believe until the Nexus falls. Probably a good call, I would say, but they're gonna do it this time around. In 30 minutes, KT do take game number 3 in a 2-1 scoreline.
Oh!
All right.
I love Peter, man.
Peter Parker.
You know, I said earlier today, I said only top 3 can play these split pushes, can play, you know, and have permission to do that. And Perfect proved me wrong immediately. He knew his role, he knew what he had to do, played around the side lane really well, and POM for Dr. 100% deserved. Had a great Jinx game as well, did really well. I don't think the MF game was really his fault. And at the end of the day, this has been a huge blow up for him. A player who was subbed out, had a lot of criticism from the community and even us as well.
For a good reason. He wasn't playing well, but now he's playing great.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POM interview translation. And KT keeps on going up. Their winning streak is unstoppable. Let's hear from Deokdam after winning his POM this season. It's been a while since your last interview. How are you feeling? I was actually expecting myself to win a POM a little bit faster, but it's a bit of a bummer that it took me a while. Your team is on a 5-match winning streak currently. How's the team's atmosphere? Really, really good. We are on a great momentum. We are feeling great. Before the match, you said you would punish Lehens when he roams. Do you think that game plan worked well? Well, he didn't actually roam. I guess he was afraid of, letting his AD carry die. So it didn't really happen, which made the game a little more difficult. You looked very stable on Jin in game number 1. Your ultimate shots were great. Your objective setups were solid as well. Well, Jin has been your most picked champion this season. How satisfied were you with your performance today?
오늘은 W 스킬이 좀 잘
Well,
맞았던 것 같아서
normally when I played Jin in the LCK, my W didn't really land well. But today, I was able to land the skills a lot. So I'm pretty happy and content with my Jin performance. What do you think went wrong in Game 2, and what did you guys focus on before heading into Game 3?
무조건 이길 수 있다라고 생각했던 것 같아요.
I mean, even though we lost the second game, we were pretty confident going back to the blue side in game number 3. And exactly, in Game 3, the Jinx Lulu duo picked on the blue side R4 and R5 worked out perfectly. So your execution was also near perfect. How did the drafting go? So with the fourth and fifth pick in that game, I think we wanted to have some priority in laning phase, and Jinx Lulu was the perfect duo. And then their opponents decided to go for Zaya Brown, which is not a common comp. How was dealing against it? Peter did a fantastic job in the laning phase, so it was not that difficult to play against. Well, KT's winning streak is impressive, but it also feels like you really stepped up individually. What's been the key to your improved form? I've been enjoying the game a lot, you know. I try to have fun while I play the game, and I think it really worked for me. And in order to make the group legend, you have to beat other strong teams such as 농심 D plus Kia. Well, the competition is really fierce. So how do you see the standings shaping up from here? I hope KT can keep on winning the remaining matches and secure 4th place and make the group legend. And KT's next opponent will be BNK Fear X, and you're aiming for 6 wins in a row. What is your mindset for that match? I will make sure to win that match and also make my appearance back to the POM interview as well. And this will be the end of the Talk POM interview from KT Roaster, and back to the space. Thank you.